Watchful. How's it going?
Oh, hey, Rosie. Sorry, I've just been thinking a lot.
Oh, about what exactly? Is there something that I can be of help with?
Well, you see, I've been thinking about the next episode, Royal Problem. I mean, people have been waiting for an episode centered around Celestia and the Royal Sisters together, and now that it's here, well, it does live up and is great, but I'm wondering why it's so good.
Well, Watchful, I can tell you, this episode was worth the wait. And to answer your question, how about you and I do a collab on this episode? Then you can see why this is one of the best episodes the show has ever had. What do you say?
Well, I do love me a collab, and two heads are better than one. Alright then, Rosie, let's head back to my channel and review this. Plus, we need to make room for the title card anyway. Our episode begins with a bit of a shocker, as apparently the map is back and is calling Starlight Glimmer, much to Twilight's funny jaw-dropping reaction.
This scene certainly brings up a lot of questions to why Starlight is now being summoned by the cutie map. Up until this point, it was just the main six being called upon by the map, and now Starlight being summoned to do a friendship problem? How? And why? Does it have to do with her being a student to Twilight, or her helping Twilight cast a spell to reactivate the map that can spice up your life? Very puzzling if you ask me. But on the other hand, it does bring great potential for future stories, where characters like Starlight and the CMC can go on friendship missions, as well as the main six. Think of all the possibilities!
Yeah, I'll admit I am very puzzled as to why the map would take her, and even an offhanded remark would have made me buy it better. But heck, if this is one of the only big problems of the episode, then hey, oh well. I would love to see the CMC get summoned if they do get more characters involved. Anyway, Starlight heads to Canterlot to see the sisters, and it is made apparent that something is off between these two. With Celestia saying everything is okay, but Luna obviously being dismissive despite agreeing with her. I love that we are seeing conflict like this, showing that the sisters are far more human than we expected, and showing off how differently they express their emotions.
This is where we get to see what the sisters do, from Celestia making pancakes, and Luna decorating the hallway with lavender flowers after she raises the moon. From their interactions, Starlight learns that they don't seem to appreciate each other's efforts and what they do. This is fully confirmed by Twilight, who is transformed into a ballerina music box, that because of Luna's jealousy towards Celestia, that water maybe became Nightmare Moon, and it could happen all over again. It is up to Starlight to solve the problem. This is a great way to show Starlight trying to solve it instead of Twilight, as she puts Celestia on a high pedestal, as she was Celestia's student after all. If she recognized the tension between the sisters, who could not solve the problem, she would go into full panic mode, even to her insanity from lesson 0.
Indeed, you right off the bat get the sense why Starlight was summoned by the map, as she has all the logic and smart to Twilight, but none of the bias or history. This is shown right away when Twilight asks what Starlight's gonna do, and she chooses to do nothing until she gets all of her facts straight, so she can make the best judgment possible. Not only that, but the conflict is immediately and quickly laid out, as opposed to other map episodes which took their time. But as we soon see, even Starlight is not perfect, as he tries to resolve the problem by making Celestia and Luna talk it out.
However, it comes to no avail, as Luna and Celestia start to argue with one another, which makes Starlight do the unexpected thing by casting a spell to switch their cutie marks. I think all of us were shocked and surprised at this scene, as Starlight had to use magic, but not as she did when she was a villain in the cutie map, but using her magic here is the only way for the sisters to spend a day doing what each other does. To quote Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird, you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it. So the sisters agreed to do the task for the day, as the spell works for 24 hours.
Switching cutie marks, huh? Talk about a plot twist.
Pun.
Anyway, Twilight obviously starts panicking when she hears the news. Now, I don't want to harp on this too much since I feel the rest of the episode more than makes up for it, but I always felt that Twilight was the weakest part of the episode. At best, she really only offers small motivation, but at worst makes Starlight feel worse and helps her anxiety take over. Twilight, I felt, could have been cut away from the story and nothing really would be lost or gained. But again, it's only a minor problem.
I actually laughed when Starlight puts Twilight in a drawer. So the next day, Luna takes over Celestia's duties, from talking to many delegates at once, to a photo op at the School for Gifted Unicorns fundraiser. The photographer takes Luna's picture right when her cheeks are so sore that she stops smiling. This caused her to get discredited in the newspaper, and the fundraiser to fail miserably. Poor Luna.
But we also get a hint of how much Celestia has to go through on a daily basis and how much Luna underestimated her sister. Like once it fails, Starlight and Luna have no choice but to move on and put a brave face on. And we also get some great development on Luna, how she prefers to work alone so she can have all the time to herself to work things out. But she gets no time for that since every second there's a new problem. And she has to take care of the problem but is not doing a very good job handling them since Luna is... Well, not the most socially diverse pony like her sister is.
After when Luna turns in along with Starlight, it's Celestia's turn to do Luna's job of looking into other ponies' dreams. This is my favorite part of the episode, not only seeing what ponies dream of, like Pinky surfing, to disco pillow fighting with the Smooths, Daring Do on another quest, Cadence dancing to DJ Flurry Heart, and Doctor Who's in a maze, with an evil statue giving a tribute to Doctor Who, and the episodes that feature the Weeping Angels. And if you look closely, we see a baby Applejack in the hooves of her parents, as it foreshadows a certain future episode. But the dream watching doesn't last long, as Starlight is in a nightmare from her magic calls to not solving the problem, and being caught in the mood of a battle between Nightmare Moon and Celestia's evil self, Daybreaker. I mean, look at her design, from the flames to her armor. Fan art and fanfiction storm ahoy!
What was that noise? It's probably just rain. Anyway, I can agree with you immensely. I love Daybreaker's design in this. Combining aspects of Nightmare Moon, Celestia, and the sun all together. I think Daybreaker looks so awesome, and the voice definitely adds to that, as it is a great voice that shows how evil and intimidating she is. But she is evil and must be stopped by Celestia, who is actually failing since she's not adept at fighting in the dreams like her sister is. She finally realizes that Luna must fight stuff like this all the time, and why she is always so tired, because dreams and the imagination are a powerful thing. I guess someone didn't learn anything from Fantasmic.
They're now pulling Luna from her own nightmare, including her teeth falling out when she smiles to the school ponies. Okay, that's a bit creepy. Celestia tells Luna that Starlight is worried for what she has done, might create the fight between their evil selves, as early on in that scene, Daybreaker tried to manipulate Celestia to down her sister to feed into her own darkness, and they both realize that doing each other's jobs brings a harder burden than their own, and they should have appreciated each other in what they do more often. That is a fantastic lesson right there. An amazing development for the Royal Sisters.
Indeed, showing that sometimes something that seems easily may not be so easy, as you should show your more appreciation for them and what they do to make things just a little bit easier. Not to mention, it is so great to see Celestia and Luna bond like this. Up until this point, we have only gotten bits and pieces of their development, but never truly seen their bond as sisters grow until this episode. The closest we got was Slice of Life when they bickered over presents they forgot. Imagine that little moment of development stretched out and you pretty much got the whole episode in a nutshell, and I love it.
With Luna's faith in her sister, Celestia defeats Daybreaker, Nightmare Moon disappears, and the dream is over. Dawn breaks and the sisters reconcile and they get their cutie marks back to normal, as the spell is worn off, and Starlight succeeds in her mission. And Twilight wants to get the full scoop on it. Oh, Twilight, you adorable princess.
Yeah, I'll admit Twilight did make me laugh, and it is very sweet to see the Royal Sisters bond like this finally. It is such a touching moment for the episode, especially after such an action-packed climax, which is easily the highlight of the episode. And that was Royal Problem, and it's not hard to see why people were waiting for this episode it's not hard to see why people were waiting for this episode for so long. After waiting so long, it's finally nice to see so much development out of the sisters, and see them actually become humanized, and shown in a light we really haven't seen before. But more Starlight is also a good thing as we get into a new side of her, showing off her flaws and showing that even Starlight can have anxiety sometimes.
This was an episode worth waiting for. After 6 seasons, we finally got an episode focusing on Celestial Luna. If Celestial Advice was the first Celestial episode, this episode certainly takes the cake. It has got a fantastic story, amazing interactions, fantastic animation, a lot of heart, great laughs, and a fantastic moral. A Royal Problem is by far my favorite episode of Season 7, and one of my top episodes in the entire series, along with episodes including Pinky Pride, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, Amending Fences, and the main attraction. I give A Royal Problem the full 10 out of 10 stars.
As for me, after giving it some thought, I can agree that this episode definitely deserves a special rating, so I'm giving Royal Problem a 6 out of 6. After 6 seasons, it feels so good to see this finally happen. Thank you so much for joining me for this, Rosie.
No problem, Watch. Always happy to help. We would like to hear your thoughts on A Royal Problem. What do you like about the sisters in this episode? What was your favorite dream in the dream scene? What are your thoughts on Daybreaker? And why is Starlight being called upon by the map? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, please, by all means get a discussion going. And next time, guys, we return to Yakistan with Not Asking for Trouble. But until next time, I'm the Watchful Pony, and this is Why I Brony.
And I am RosePal saying, see you later, every pony.
We'll see you guys next time.
Her light, her loving warmth, we'd never live. Those cowards hide in shadows, sheathed by the night. We fight the darkness, our swords raised for the light. sun. Throughout all of Equestria, the solar empire endures. Every colt and mare we stand at arms.